Well, today is gonna be a bit s- a special daily challenge. Um, we do have, of course, Stygian Guard and Melting Remnant as our clans. We do have 3 mutators as usual. We have 2 for 1. Each time you draft a card, gain a second copy. Acid Rain, deal 2 damage to all units after combat. And Hollow, friendly units enter with Heartless. Mm, But these modifiers aren't the most important part about today's daily, because from what I heard on Discord, it seems like today's daily is on Covenant 25, so the highest difficulty possible instead of the usual uh, Covenant level 1, which dailies normally are. So things are gonna be a bit different than on normal dailies, but I'm still gonna try my best to get a good score. I'm confident we can at least beat the 30,000 mark, which would at least place us in the top 3. But who knows, these modifiers can be pretty brutal on top of a Covenant 25 runs, so it's also possible that we might die on the run. But let's just go ahead and see what we get. So we do have Offering Token, Molded, and Drain. These are some pretty strong starting cards, so it's not all bad. Our final boss is Seraph the Diligent, so he will consume spells and shuffle in some blights into our deck. We do have these mutators. Acid Rain can actually be used to our advantage because it hits the damage as well, the enemies as well. Let's see what artifacts we have available. Firestone Housing or a Forgotten Name. Considering there's Acid Rain, our Tethys is not very likely to survive for a long time, unless we get his health up a bit. Hi Awesome, nice to see you. This is not an easy choice. Both of these artifacts are kinda not amazing, but also not terrible. So I do like a magic power kind of build, and it would fit in well with the offering tokens we already have. So I think I'm gonna go with that. Let's see what we have for our champion. Spell weakness is fine, especially with the Forgotten Name. It also increases her HP a little bit, so we are less at risk of losing her to Acid Rain, which is, of course, nice to have. Still, she does die in 3 turns to Acid Rain, so we need to be careful when we play her. Mark of Invasion, literally no problem because of Acid Rain. We can just take the free 75 gold here. I'm definitely gonna try to optimize for score as far as possible, but we'll see how much is actually possible. So we do have a 22 card deck. We do have 2 waves, then a round of no combat followed by the boss. So we will draw, we have 5 cards this turn, 5 cards the next turn, 5 cards during the rest, and another 5 cards during the boss. So we probably won't draw into anything we don't play again. So we don't really need to burn out Drex or anything if we don't want to. But we do have the Moldeds in the deck, so I definitely want to play the Drex if possible. And for the same reason, because we do have the molded, I'm also gonna play Tethys, who will die here. Do I want to play Offering Token? I really don't want to draw into Molded right now, so maybe I should not do that. Drain doesn't do anything either here. Yeah, we just wait. Collector flees before Acid Rain kills him, so we actually have to take care of that one. I'm actually gonna bring back Tethys here, just to boost her stats a little for the second time we use Molded to reform her. I'm also gonna play 2 Train Stewards and probably Tethys on that floor as well. Now ideally Tethys would tank some damage before she burns out. So I'm thinking if we want to play her where we want to play her. We have 20 damage incoming, this guy will take 10 of them, so another 10 would hit Tethys. Then Tethys will kill the enemy front lines, and another 5 would hit Tethys, which is ideal. She burns out with 1 HP left, which means our Train Steward will survive a bit longer, deal a few points of additional damage. There's also nothing we lose by playing lands here. Now the most important cards to draw into next turn are definitely gonna be the 2 molded, so I'm just gonna put the drag out of the way so we have space for molded units on the next floor. We did not draw into molded, but that's okay. We currently don't have any better spells than Frozen Lands to use on the spell weakness, so we will just use that. Still no molded? We do have a molded now, and we can use it to revive Tethys, which should win us this battle. No, because of the stun. Yeah, that makes sense. Drain doesn't change the outcome of the battle, sadly. Well, we will take 5 damage, but that's okay, considering how rough of a start we had here. Okay, these are some good cards to pick up. Helical Crystal is obviously very strong with spell weakness. It's 25 damage right away. With spell weakness from Tethys, it would be 50 damage with just a single stack. 50 damage per shot with a single stack, so 100 damage. That will be enough to take out any frontliner we face up until Fell. So I'm definitely interested in this one, but we also have Titan's Tooth, which synergizes a lot with the offering tokens we already have. Because of the offering, that allows us to clear waves of unit, apply some frostbite, and it does also synergize quite well with the Forgotten Name. But I think more important is having a way to kill frontliners, because many of the backline units are already gonna die to the Acid Rain. So I'm gonna pick Helical Crystallis over the Titan's Tooth. Titan's Gratitude not really a consideration here. This is interesting. Purifying Cleanse not that attractive. With Hollow the healing is wasted, it will be only 0 cost applied to Burnout, which might be fine, but I think better would be Whiplash to enhance a friendly unit with 5 attack and apply to Burnout. We could also go for the Entombed Explosive. It would deal it would help us deal with frontline units a little bit better early on, especially. So that wouldn't be terrible either, but I think the Helical Crystallis should be enough. Yes, offering does count for the Forgotten Name, so it would help us get that a little easier. I think I'm gonna go with Whiplash, just because right now our strategy revolves quite a bit around reforming units with Molded because of the Acid Rain, and it's nice to be able to give them some additional damage and burnout, especially for the boss battles. So, seeing as our current game plan is to kill frontline units mostly with Helical Crystallis and deal with backlines with Tethys and the Acid Rain, of course. I would love to go to the spell shop to potentially upgrade one of the Crystallises with holdover would be great, cost reduction would also be nice, so I'm gonna go to the left side because we don't currently have a good unit to upgrade and we would need to rely on finding a good unit on the Stygian banner there. Let's see what we have here. Well, Paraffin Thug, definitely not a good idea in Acid Rain challenges, because not only does it die quite quickly, the enemy backlines, which are good targets for his slay ability, will also mostly die before he will ever hit them. Wickless Baron, on the other hand, might be interesting. It's a pretty strong tank for our Tethys potentially. I am strongly considering that. I think I will go with it. We just need some units right now to make this a bit more stable. Remove consume, I don't think we have any consume spells. Nope, we don't. So I'm just gonna cost reduce one of the Helical Crystallis, because we definitely want to be able to cast these. These are our primary ways of dealing with frontline units. I could also see increasing the damage on the other one, but I think I'm just gonna reroll first, because this might cost up to 130, I think. If we buy the Power Stone, we might not be able to buy the major upgrade we get from rerolling. We upgrade the spell to gain Permafrost. Permafrost would be useful on Helical Crystallis potentially, so we can save it until the boss ascends. Boss ascends with some spell damage, and then we can blast him away with Crystallis. I took the sweep, spell weakness, Tethys. I think that one was relatively clear. The artifact was probably a bit more difficult of a choice. Now, I don't think the freestone is that important. I want to get the cost reduction on the other... Actually, a cost reduction on molded. I want to have one good molded at the very least. Spell power would be interesting on a Helical Crystallis potentially, but it's just not something we need right away, and we might need the gold on the next floor or the floor after that, because only after that point will we actually meet enemies who will survive a Helical Crystallis. Yes, that might be a strong possibility. Molded with holdover and cost reduction is a very strong utility, because it allows you to flexibly bring back the units you need every turn. Armor Emblem, enemy units enter with armor 10, that should be fine. The backline is going to be a bit more of a problem, because they will survive the Acid Rain for a bit, but we should be fine thanks to Helical Crystallis. I'm gonna place the Baron, use Helical Crystallis to inflict enough damage to the backline so we can get a kill here. Then we would need some more damage on the Reconciler, which we can get this way, and I'm gonna place the trains here on top. Mostly because if a collector spawns here, we don't have the chance to play a unit right away, because our units on the top floor are gonna be dazed thanks to the Covenant Pen effect. So we need to have a unit there to deal with the Collector, unless we use a spell to do that. I would love to play the second Baron in this on this lane, but sadly we can't. Definitely gonna play the Frozen Lands. I do wanna get kills to feed my Baron. Just not quite enough, sadly. I also think I wanna play the Baron up here. He can at least get a kill from the Collector, if nothing else. And finally a Train Steward, just to get it out of my deck. I am gonna Frozen Lands the front line here. Definitely playing a Steward. The Sinner's Burden needs to go, and killing the front line here is good too. So if we draw into a Crystallis, we can play it on the top floor, but we didn't. So currently we will take 13 plus 1 damage from these guys. I would like to... we would take 2 times 2, 4 damage from the front line, 1 from the back. I can reduce the damage by using Whiplash on the unit here. I could also get some use of Whiplash potentially on the bottom floor, but it doesn't seem like it will make much of a difference because our tank is gonna die in just 2 rounds, so the burnout doesn't even matter all that much. So I will just Whiplash this guy, so we get some more damage on the front line here, so he can only hit our Pyre once. And these two guys are definitely very annoying right now, but we did draw a Helical, which is at least some damage. I will probably draw into a Molded or the Offering Token next turn to get the Molded. Wait. Why do I only have 1 energy? Did I play 2 of these? I must have played 2 of these. Oh, that's a big mistake. I should definitely have played the Helical Crystallis here. That would have been a much better play. Now it looks like we won't have a way to deal with that boss at all. Let's see what we can find. I mean, I could get some damage in with the Drain at least, but these 50 damage from the Helical Crystallis are seriously gonna mess us up to the point where we would lose the combat. I am gonna reset the combat just because I messed up so badly on that fight. I'm gonna mostly try the same setup, but I might make some slight optimizations. Definitely gonna go for the Wickless Baron, and I think we should definitely leave open the slot for another unit here. Thinking about probably placing the drag in front so he dies and gives the Wicked Baron some buffs is also a good idea. And this time I messed up by placing the Train Steward on the wrong line, but we can deal with that at least. Now we also have the Molder to reform the drag. Can play out the Scorch. This drag is gonna burn out next turn anyway, so might as well play him in front. This is a really rough battle. I didn't expect it would be that tough for us. This time I can't stop this Forged Disciple from dealing a bunch of damage to us. Thinking about whether to use the drag for damage or for buffs. I think using him for damage is the better option. Well, this guy already has 8 attack though. Yeah, Acid Rain and Tethys is painful. I think I will use him here, so he will do some hits and then die before he burns out to give the Wickless Baron in the back some more action time. Yeah, not drawing Molden in this combat, it's really annoying. It's definitely not made easier by these guys putting in so many Sinner Burden into our deck. We should at least be able to survive this. Just barely. This is rough. We don't need more Helical Crystallis. Well, we kinda need more, but I'd rather remove some cards from the deck instead of adding more Helical Crystallis right now. I think we have to skip here. Molded Draft. I think we need the Entombed Explosive. We need a way to deal with... Ooh. We need a way to deal with backline units. We do have Legion of Wax, which is a very strong card if we can reform it. The other two aren't very exciting. I think Legion of Wax would be able to carry us. So now we want to upgrade the Legion as soon as possible. I would love to get the Merchant of Magic to give us holdover on one of our Helical. Stygian unit probably not gonna take it. An artifact would of course be nice. Pyre health is very nice. Wow, like 179 people died on Daedalus. This is really a tough daily. I think I'm gonna go right, because the pyre health is important to us, just so we can have at least one unit get past us and we don't immediately die. Transyards gain damage shield 2 and multi-strike 1 would be decent right now, but the damage shield is gonna go away to Acid Rain very soon, so it's not that good. I'm just gonna go with the later game stronger choice, which is Rules of Containment. Enemy units enter with Frostbite 2. Helps deal with the backline units a bit faster. Buff Daedalus is a problem on Cov25 for me frequently even. Yeah, Daedalus definitely rough. I'm gonna pay coins for chance to gain this artifact. And we did get Resin Block, which is very nice. Very, very nice. Synergizes very well with our molded Legion of Wax. Nice synergy. And if we do get the Legion out early, we should be able to deal with this fight pretty much no problem. We do have a Legion in hand, and I want it to die immediately. Not only so I can reform it, but also so we do have the Twins of Wax active. Wickless Baron can go at the bottom, can get the harvest on all of these guys who are gonna die to Frostbite and Acid Rain. Not sure what to do with Tethys here. probably best to just play him out. Play her out. No, I don't think it applies before the Legion of Wax split. Oh, it actually does. Wow. I didn't expect that. I was assuming it would apply afterwards, but apparently not. So let's see. Do have an encounter down here. Offering token. This turn is probably gonna be Legion plus Entombed Explosive, so we can play the Wicked Baron. We will definitely not play the Steward though. Entombed Explosives means this lane here dies. This lane already dies to the Legion, so we'll put another Legion on top, make it split immediately to give an additional target for reform. We do not currently have the space to reform anything, so we have to keep that in mind. And we didn't draw into our reform anyway, so that's okay. That's fine. These guys will die, we will have space to put another Legion down on that floor. Teth is gonna die to the Acid Rain, so we might as well Whiplash him for some more damage this turn. And I can't really play out my Train Steward because I will need the floor space on the middle floor for my Legion. So I will just use a Drain on this healthier of the two Forged Disciples and gain an additional spell power from the Forgotten Name as well. We did draw into Molded here, and not only that, we also have Helical Crystallis. I want this Legion back right now. Top Legion dies, and we are not guaranteed to draw into Molded, so we would need some additional damage here. We can play Entombed Explosive, that will do the job. Because the bomb kills the Entombed Explosive, which will kill the front line. We will need to find 5 damage to deal with the backliner, but a simple drag should be able to do that for us. This Baron can die for all I care. We don't really need him anymore. We need a drag on the top floor to deal with the Forged Disciple. This is looking fine. The Wickless Baron can die now. That's okay. I want to have this Twin of Wax stay around a little longer. Maybe split a bit later. That's gonna be better for us. And we can have one drag stay alive at the top floor, and as well as have another drag stay here. We did draw Molded, which will allow us access to our buffed up Legion of Wax, and that by itself should be enough to deal with Daedalus. Not quite by itself, but with some support. Well, we're missing 11 damage. We should be able to find 11 damage next turn. We don't get the bottom floor kill, but I'm glad we managed to win the fight at all. Yeah, better than 95% of the daily opponents, that's true. Yeah, of course I'm gonna go with the Legion build. You know my username on Discord. By the way, welcome to the stream, Leary. Nice to have you here. Here I think we want to go with Wax and Spike. It's amazing on Legion of Wax because it allows them to survive for longer and it enhances their attack permanently. So that should work out pretty well for us. Harness the Titan would be a bit more in the direction of spell damage, which we are currently not as focused on. So I'm gonna go with Wax and Spike here. Deep Offering, not really a consideration right now. We do not have very many cheap spells, not many offering spells either. So Wax and Spike, I think, is the way to go. I don't want any additional units, Legion of Wax is all we need. And here I think we need the energy. Our Legion is 2 cost early on. We do need to be able to play Crystallis, we do need to be able to play Molded, and it benefits our Wax and Spike as well. You're going to start having problems drawing your Molded. Yes, that's a problem we certainly could have. We'll just have to deal with it by removing some cards. I would love to upgrade my Legion of Wax right now, but surprisingly it's not my highest priority. We can do it next floor. I really want to hit every removal we have. For the first removal that might be a bit surprising to players that aren't as familiar with the game. I'm gonna remove both the Wickless Baron, just so that I'm guaranteed to draw a Legion of Wax in the opening hand, followed by another Legion of Wax on the second turn. And because Molded is our primary way to get back to our Legions, I'm gonna dupe the 0 cost Molded. Also, the Pyre health puts us at a nice spot, comfy spot with 72 health. I also think the additional health and spell damage is more important than the additional attack on Thesis, and the Frostbite is not something we really need. The additional health will definitely help it with help it survive a bit longer in the rain. Yeah, I have heard that too, Rossum, and that's definitely very good to know because it means I will be guaranteed to draw a second Legion of Wax on my second turn. Definitely want to take the challenge. Enemy attack doesn't matter as much to us as their health because our units are supposed to die anyways. So we do want our Legion of Wax to die as soon as possible, so I'm just gonna play them out. And we can even use Helical to kill the front line right away. I'm not gonna Offering Token because I really don't want to draw into Molded, and I'm gonna play Tethys on the top floor because the middle floor is likely gonna be skipped if any enemies make it out alive. Because of these well, these die to the acid rain anyways, but still a correct place to put them, just because the collector might spawn up there. Yeah, the haste conduits don't really do anything, that's correct. Legion of Wax on the next floor. Hand friendly units with +3 X attack, apply burnout 1. I don't want to do that just yet. Let me get another Legion first. Thinking about it, do I wanna increase the burnout on this unit yet? No, I don't think so. It's a bit too early for that. I might as well throw away the spike here. I don't really want to draw into these spikes right now. So I'm gonna play the Entombed Explosive, so we have a bit more damage on this back guy. I want this Legion of Wax to die though, So I am gonna apply Burnout to it, and I will reform our top floor, our Legion of Wax. We don't currently have a place to play it though, because I placed these tracks here, which definitely was a mistake. I'm also gonna throw away the train steward on this floor. Just put it in front so he dies. I don't want him in my deck. This is fine, this guy will die. We will need another Legion next turn, I think. So I wanna draw here just to increase our chance to get the Legion next turn. And because we do need a way to deal with the Clip Guardian here, I am gonna play the Wax and Spike, which will make all these guys live an additional turn and deal some more damage. Here I will play a drag, because we do have the room for that, and the other drag can die on the bottom floor to make room for a Legion of Wax on that spot later on. Top floor is fine. Middle floor requires a bit more damage, so I will just play the Ice Lancers here. I don't want any unit on the bottom floor, because we need a Legion of Wax next turn. We do have the Molded in the deck. We draw 5 out of 7 cards, so we should most likely draw it, but not guaranteed. Actually, we're still lacking some damage on the top floor. And a single Legion of Wax might not be enough. Do I already? Yeah, especially not with Burnout 1. This will deal... It will die first, then the Twins of Wax will deal 24 each, then the Twins will die, and no, this is nowhere near enough. So we have to play this on the top floor. Yeah, we just have to use Sep to reduce the damage we take. Now we really need the Legion of Wax this turn. This is bad, because now we don't have room for another Legion. I should have put it on the bottom floor. The top floor was a huge mistake, mostly because I thought it wouldn't be useful on the bottom floor, but playing it this way made our top floor unusable for us, which definitely hurt us a lot. I'm just gonna replay the fight real quick, making roughly the same decisions I did last time. I'm not gonna play these tracks on the bottom floor this time. I will play one in front, just to kill it off though. And Molded on the Legion for the top floor. Wax and Spike on this floor would kill off the Legion. That's actually fine. It will only kill off the Legion. The Twins will stay because the Burnout doesn't carry over, because this Burnout, unlike the one from Molded, is an enhance. Isn't an enhance from the Spike. I will want to summon back the same Legion of Wax as often as possible. And we do not have room to play anything else. We clash. This Legion is gonna die to damage anyway, so I will just enhance it with some additional attack for the next reform. Here I want these all to die, so we have room for another Legion. Same here. On the bottom floor, we don't need them to die just yet. So I will... let's see. I want the drag gone. One drag can stay on this floor, that's fine. Thinking about the Waxen Spike. I think it's too early to play it. I want to have it around for later. Nothing to weak clash really. I will play the Train Steward. It's gonna die. The drag in the backline is also gonna die to the acid rain, so I can play another unit. Deal some more damage so we can kill with a single frost plant. We do still have these small guys left over. So we need to use Molded on the Legion of Wax here. Play it on the second floor. I will kill this guy off, I don't want to take the damage there. And I will apply some sap here, even though it won't last long. It might still help a bit. Definitely gonna helical, draw another card, play a second helical, and we win. Yeah, Legion of Wax is quite powerful, but it's also quite difficult to play. You need to plan a lot around having the floors empty at the right time, having the burnout timer on the right floor at the right number, things like that. I didn't need to do anything on the last turn. I thought I was a bit short, but maybe I was wrong. Urchin Spines, we don't want it. We don't want any of these. These are just gonna bloat up our deck and don't promote our strategy. Sacred Weeks could work out for us, but it's a random reform. We do still have Entombed Explosive, Drags, Train Stewards, so I'm just gonna skip. Now, I really want to get some upgrades on my Legion, which we will do here, because we do not have any remove Unstable Vortex to remove cards available. Let's look what we do have for the Relic. When a card with Consume is played, restore 5 Pyro Health. We do not currently have any cards with Consume besides our Waxen Spikes, so there would at maximum be 10 Pyro Health at combat. I'd rather prefer the Icicle Fracture over that. At the end of turn, apply Frozen to a random card in your hand. That's pretty nice. Makes us shuffle fewer cards into a deck. Upgrade a unit with Endless. That's not terrible on the Legion of Wax, but it's also not ideal. Battlestone is a nice upgrade on the Legion, but I think I'm gonna refresh, look for something better. And we got the best upgrade for the Legion, which is Large Stone. Definitely gonna increase the size of one of the Legions. I'm gonna go with Battlestone on the other one, just so both of them are actually capable of dealing with a little bit bigger units. I'm also gonna start purging some cards out. These Train Stewards are impossible to play most of the time, but they do burn out of the deck if we play it, but we just do not have the room. So I'm gonna remove these first, at least 2 of them here. I want to keep a bit of gold because we do have another unit upgrade shop as well as a card removal on the next floor. So I definitely want to go that way. 15 armor might actually be kind of an issue here. 15 armor is actually pretty rough, but I think we can take it. We have 92 pyre health. We should be fine. Even if we take a lot of damage, it's still more point taking the trial than not taking it and not take a lot of damage. Now we need to keep in mind that one of our legions is gonna be 5 size, so we need a 5 size floor reserved for it. I don't want this legion to die relatively soon, and I want a higher attack, so I will definitely buff it. We do get an Ice Lance to kill the Collector, which is fantastic. These units, I just can't really play them, because I will need to reform my Legion of Wax next turn, and this will require the space on the top. We probably won't be able to deal with this overcharged tank in any way. Maybe I should have played the Frost Lance here, so we could deal some damage to the tank. But it's not even a huge amount of damage right now. And we do have Helical Crystallis to deal with him. Legion of Wax reform. On the top floor it's the 4 size one, which is great because we only have 4 capacity on that floor. How much damage would this be? Not enough to really be worth killing the... Well, we do have the split here, so I think any damage on this guy is worth it. If we draw Helical Crystallis, he won't be a problem anyways. He will die to that either way. Now this turn we do have a bit of a problem in that we don't have a way to place another Legion. I do want to start getting this Legion a bit to be a bit more powerful. So I think playing a Wax and Spike on it is the right choice for this turn. Top floor is fine, only the Clipped Shaman who can't deal any damage is ascending, and these will at least take a chunk of damage, so they will die to the top floor. This Twin of Wax is still alive, that's a slight problem for us. The next turn is gonna be the boss. I need him to die, so I will... Wait, it's a Twin of Wax. We can't get him out off the board anyways. So, never mind. I do need some additional damage here to kill the Quill Marksman. I also want these to stay around for another round, so I will probably Wax and Spike on the top floor. This is gonna be my little bit of additional damage. Let's see. This guy dies. We have... we need 2 of these to kill the front guy. He has 93 life. So we need to hit for 47. So we need to play the Wax and Spike for 4 if we want to use that. We could instead use the Frozen Lance. So we'll do that instead. Now 37 times 2 is enough to kill the... No, he will gain armor. I forgot about that. Thinking about how to best approach this. I really want the Helical Crystallis on this floor to thin it out a bit. Three additional attack on each of these guys means we will deal 40 to him twice, but he will gain 10 armor, so it's not gonna be quite enough. Yeah, I guess that means we play Helical Crystallis on the top floor and then follow that up with Wax and Spike. I could also see Entombed Explosive on the bottom floor. No, Tomb Explosive isn't impactful enough. At least not this turn. Will probably be better now. So I want to try to use the offering tokens to guarantee a reform on Molded. But before that I also want to deal with these top line guys somehow. At least as well as is possible. We do have a lot of damage on this middle floor, so we might be okay. Weak Clash can provide us additional damage here, and it will make one of the modes of Wax stay around, which is really not great. So probably the best I can do is Entombed Explosive and Weak Clash on the bottom floor. And freeze our Molded, so we can play it at the right time. We did take a lot of damage on the top floor, but we should be able to kill the boss here. None of these. Memories of the Melted would be a lot of energy for a potential Waxen spike. That's kind of interesting, but I need more consistency more than anything else. I would love to pick additional draw after the next boss fight. That would certainly help, but for now we need to remove more cards. Train Stewards definitely have to go out. We are just unable to play these. And some more upgrade. Quick. Quick is a decent upgrade on Legion of Wax, I like it. It means if we have a Legion of Wax on the floor that's gonna die to the enemy attack, it will first strike with Quick, then it's gonna die, and then the small motes of Wax... Wait, are they gonna strike again? If not, the Quick is kinda pointless. I think they are not, so I'm gonna skip Quick, hope for some attack buffs. Second large stone. That would be a bit of a problem, because then we would have one floor where we can't play a Legion of Wax. So large stone is probably not a pick. Another battle stone instead? Or do we have another Merchant of Steel later on? We do have one, together with an Unstable Vortex just before Seraph, so I will save my upgrade slots and instead keep removing some of the weaker cards in this deck. I think now it's time for at least one drag to go. Yeah, I would love to pick up another large stone, but the Covenant 20 effect makes it really awkward. Bell Shield Armor. I'm so glad this isn't the Seraph that adds Scorchers, the Fel that adds Scorchers to our deck. That would be just an awful time for us. Thinking about where to play the first Legion of Wax. We need him to die as soon as possible. Middle floor and bottom floor are available for this one. So if we need that guy to die soon, next turn we will play a Legion on the top floor, so Tethys has to go on the middle floor. for now. Helical Crystallis I will probably want to play on the top floor, if at all. So I will start removing the spell shield there. Here we play the Legion on the top floor. I'm gonna an offering token. Okay, that's nice. Tomb wasn't an option turn 1. No, because it doesn't die. It doesn't die fast enough. It would take up space. I want this Legion to die really soon. We could play Wax and Spike right now to get it to die. But we wouldn't have an open floor for it. So I'm just gonna Wax and Spike the top one, so it dies and we can mold it into the second floor. We even froze the molded, which is very good for us. Molded the Legion. Put it on this floor. Actually, I think I want Tethys to die now. Not quite yet. These statues are going down a little too slow for my taste. I think now it's time to... We clash? Is it? Might as well. It's gonna die quite soon anyways. The spell shield is annoying. I don't want to play the frozen helical. Might as well play the frozen lance though. The armor buff on the top floor was a bit annoying, means we will deal a lot less damage to this clipped reflector. Currently don't have any floor available for further legions. Also, we don't have a good way to kill off the top floor, so I guess we just have to deal with it. I'm gonna drain this guy so he does a bit less damage to us. Not much else I can do. I can Whiplash the Legion, just get the +5 enhance. That was quite a bit of damage there. But now the statues are gone and we can start using our helical crystallises. These top floors are already gonna die on their own, so I want the crystallis on this floor. These twins will survive for a long time, so I will Wax and Spike them. So they die faster, we get the split here on the bottom floor. We do have space for another Legion next turn, which is great news. And I think I want to play this offering totem, discard one of these, so we have a better chance to freeze a dead weight. Alright, I forgot we can't freeze dead weight anymore with the Icicle Fracture. I think it will just never target it. This turn, just molded. This one, I think. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. No, we want a stronger one. Just slightly missing damage. Could play a frozen lance. I will play the drag in front actually, just to kill it off. And I will play the Helical Crystallis to get some damage on Fel. I don't really want this Legion to die now. I would like the top Legion to die, but that's not very easy to do. We'll play a drag. We want to keep this Legion alive, because we want it to be alive when Fel enters this combat, because otherwise this floor will be filled with weaker twins and modes already. Let's see what we can do to Fel with some cards. Let's keep adding Burnout here, and we will drain Fel to deal some more damage to her. Nothing I can play. And she should die on the next floor. Not quite, not quite. But this is gonna be enough. Okay, we took 14 damage, which will cause us to lose some points here. But still glad we managed to get through. Remnant pack is not really what we need. Siren Song, nope. Still wanna focus on optimizing our engine. I will take additional capacity here. We are often a bit short on capacity to optimize our legions, so that might help a bit. Always go for the removal. Trinket Shop could have some insane upgrades for us, especially Wax or Snuffer would be great. So I want a relic over the removal here. Draw would definitely have been good too, yes. But it's not as important, because we only use very few of the cards we draw actually. Token of Traitor is nice. I want to reroll though. Combustible Wax. Combustible Wax is interesting. Do I need to reform my legions multiple times? Yes, yes, I think I do. I will not take Combustible Wax. And we get... Actually, I like the Conduit upgrade. It has more health than the other one, which is the main reason I pick it. And the damage spells cast on this floor cost -1 energy, means we get we have an easier way of playing our... ooh, this is a tough one. Can we do that? I think we can do that, mostly because early on we will have Tethys and his spell weakness, providing us enough damage with our spell, and later on we will have legions of Wax that are strong enough to deal with these units. Definitely want to set up Tethys right away to deal with these backliners. Reduced capacity on the top floor, so I can play an explosive on this floor. And I can also play a drag here. I think I'm just gonna sacrifice it to get it out of my deck. Yeah, I can now also start reforming her, that's true. I want this kill, thank you. Helical Crystallis is not quite enough, but if we play the Legion, it will be. We do have a Legion available for reform, so we should definitely do that. Play it on the top floor. Just let it run its natural course. I would like to reform another Legion this turn, so I will look for that. We did not draw into it. This Legion needs to die relatively quick. I can get that with the Waxen Rail Spike. These are a bit hard to deal with unless we draw into something like Helical Crystallis. I'm gonna weaken the front line a little more, and I think actually finish it off with a Rail Spike. No, not quite enough, but I will finish off the armor at least, which helps a little bit. 5, 10. Yeah, this floor will die. No way to actually protect it. But that's not entirely true. Wait. No, I can't really protect this floor. But that's okay. The next floor will be strong enough, possibly, to deal with these guys. We did not draw into helical. That's a bit of a pain. We're gonna take quite a bit of damage now. Molded to get back the already burning out Legion on this floor. Front twin dies. I can deal with the frontline unit here, but that still wouldn't be enough to kill the Gilded Wing. Unless... nope, not even close. I guess I have to drain that Gilded Wing. I could play a Whiplash now. Might as well do it on this Legion. I want to reform next turn. Yeah, we just don't have the damage right now to deal with these Gilded Wings very well. Maybe the challenge was a mistake. And this guy of course has no spell weakness on him. So they will both ascend to the Pyre Room and deal a ridiculous amount of damage to us. And I didn't draw into Molded either. We might actually die here. We did draw into Molded now. That helps a bit. Yep, we have to. The Legion will die now. So that's good. Legion will die. The modes of wax. Siren Song would have been good pick after all. Maybe. Could have helped. Now at least the Gilded Wing dies. We have 2 Twins of Wax hitting for 59. Wait, how does this Gilded Wing die? Am I missing something here? Oh! I'm not sure how this Gilded Wing dies. Oh, we get 10 attack from the resin block, I forgot. So we will get 269 hits, which is just enough to kill the Gilded Wing. Nothing we can do to kill the Shade Wings in the back, sadly. Here on the other hand, we might be able to do something. This guy has 57 health. He will kill the front mode of Wax and die to the 2 backlines. No, not much we can do here either. So I will just use the Frozen Lance on the bottom floor to deal some more damage to this front line guy. We won't have the room to play a Legion of Wax next turn here. No, oh no, we will have. 10 damage, 15 damage twice. Can play the drag. I can play the drag top, I guess. But it's important I play behind because this Legion needs to die. Do I want to keep this Twin of Wax around? Yes, actually, I want to keep them around. And now we have a great time to get the final Legion of Wax. This floor doesn't even matter because they won't make it to the top floor because they will die to the boss beforehand. Because there's no way the boss can deal with this ridiculously strong floor of buffed up Legions of Wax. Apparently I was wrong and the boss is actually totally able to deal with this floor. So that's fun. Now we need a way to deal with these guys. Or get some additional damage on to here. Because I can't kill the backliners, that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, these backliners are the real trouble here. I can't do much right now. I will be able to stop the boss, but we will lose to these guys before that happens. Let me think about this. Is there a way to deal with any of these? I probably should have picked up the token, the nameless token that deals 2 damage whenever I cast a spell, because we really have trouble dealing with these backline units here. But it's just because of the challenge. We do have the acid rain, we do have the frostbite, but still, thinking about how to best have a chance at preventing damage. I can still reform things. So I can reform Tethys, which would kill the Shade Wings. So we only have to deal with... Nah, top line dazed. Top line dazed is still a thing. So the best thing I could reform would be an Entombed Explosive. Entombed Explosive doesn't really help. Well, Entombed Explosive plus Helical Crystales. Helical takes out the front line. I could even take it out with 2 Frozen Lands. No, I don't have the mana. So we do have 30 damage on this guy, plus another 67 plus 69, which is 138. The explosive might actually do it. Let's take the stronger one. Why not? Somehow we are still a lot of damage off. Because this backliner will kill the Mode of Wax. If we prevent that as well, we will have another 67 damage. Is it enough to drain the backline? 10 will exactly kill the explosive, and then 13 times 2 is still enough, so we have to drain the front line. Which means we are still gonna die to the Shade Wings. Oh well. It was close. I probably should have tried to win the battle on the bottom floor. I will give it one more shot. Maybe we can make a stronger bottom floor to kill the boss earlier, or possibly deal with the top line a bit easier. This daily challenge is really tough, very challenging. Definitely want Tethys on the bottom floor, that was definitely correct. Legion of Wax also, I wanted to die very early. So this guy will heal back up to full. Our main way of stopping him is gonna be with a potential... Helical. I think we did the same thing last time. Thinking about whether or not to place this. No, I think we want the large legion on the top. Reform this legion on this floor. Kill the collector still. And I think it is important that we get back our Tethys to kill the Shadewings whenever possible. Because these Shadewings are actually a problem. Killing the front line is nice here. I do want the top line to die. I do not want Tethys to die, but it seems like it's not possible to prevent it. Nope, definitely not possible. This might make a difference. Not really. It heals to full anyways. So we wax and spike on the top floor now. Might as well play a drag on the bottom floor. I do want these twins of wax to die, so I will enhance the backliner, who will die more slowly. I could gain back Tethys, but we wouldn't have a tank available here, so I need to play the tank first, which is this legion. I also need... actually I don't really need this legion to die. I never have a problem with the Shadewings slay triggers, but these are getting really annoying right about now. I will have to drain this guy. And I wanna freeze the other card. I think the correct play this turn might be to mold the Tethys, so I do have a way of dealing with Shadewings. Not on this floor, but... I am missing some damage this time around, because I played the Twins of Wax differently, huh? Just no way to deal with this Gilded Wing. I thought I would have a chance to. This will actually kill the Shadewings. I do not really want these to stick around. At least not all of them. Some of them might be okay. Like this guy. Oh! Did I miscount? I thought we would still be safe there. Maybe this was too late. One more try, then I think this fight is not winnable with our current deck. if we can't beat it this next fight. Maybe we have to set up Tethys on a higher floor actually. That might be the key, honestly. Setting Tethys up on the second floor is probably better because we can kill off Shadewings for a longer time. Can keep them at bay for longer. That might mean we can't kill this Gilded Wing though. I'm gonna try this. Okay. Now this combat has become some kind of a puzzle to me. I wanna see if it's possible to beat it with our deck as it currently stands. 50... No, we don't have enough damage to deal with this guy. But we can save our Helical Crystallis until next turn, when he will have a lot of spell weakness. So we do want to play the Waxen Spike top for 9, ideally. That means we can play the Entombed Explosive right now. And we need room to play another Legion on the top floor. Drag can just... top middle floor. Two capacity, yes, we will have the smaller Legion, so that's fine. Can't stop the first, well, the second of these guys, sadly. Yes, that's fine. I have to drain here and will freeze the drag. Helical does the job here. I really want to kill off this guy on this floor, if at all possible. Should be possible. We draw into the molded. We use the molded for another Legion on this bottom floor. These backliners are already gonna kill that one. I will apply a Whiplash, which means the Steel Wings will die. Here another drag would be enough. Actually 15 plus times 2 on this guy. Yeah, we need to play the drag in the backline. Probably didn't matter. Well, this guy wasn't important anyway, if the backline not die. Now though, we don't have room on the bottom floor, but that's okay. That doesn't matter that much. We do have the two pretty strong twins here. Bit more of a problem is that this guy is actually gonna survive. Thinking about how to solve that. We can make one more of these modes survive, I guess. 10, 17, 17, 19, and he will die to the acid rain. Nothing we can do on this floor. Unless this is enough. It would be 48 extra damage plus another 9. So 57 extra damage is not enough. That means we probably will have to play Wax and Spike on the top floor. I want this guy to stay around a bit longer, and Wax and Spike the top floor to prepare these guys to split, so they might be able to deal with this wave here. I'm not gonna play anything except possibly Tethys on this floor. Do we have another? We do have 2 moldeds in there, so we should be good. I'd love to draw one of them right now, actually. Do we have a way to deal with this top line? Because if not, we are gonna take a ton of damage. 38. This might already be a big problem. We would have another Helical Crystallis in the deck, so we might draw into that. We did not. So these are 9 damage now each. So if we play all of these, we do have enough damage to take down at least the Gilded Wing, which reduces damage by a lot, thanks to our forgotten name. And I want to kill these backlines, and the only way to do that is his Titan's Bane. Even though he has Burnout 1, he will hit once, kill these guys. And now we can just bring back a Legion and win this battle. And just because I can, I want Tethys to be able to witness it. He will burn out before that happens. Okay. Okay. This was a rough puzzle. Puzzle levels. Guardian's Amulet. Not really what we need. Mollusk Mage, Transient Swarm. No, nothing. None of these. Mortal Entrapment, Spare Damage Spell, Wickless Recruitment, Memories. Wickless Recruitment would be kind of interesting, but it would bloat our deck too much. So now, the only thing that's left between us and the win is the Seraph. Of course, we want more card removals and more artifacts, so let's look what we can get. I do see Mold Braces. These are not that great, but they are kind of okay. Totem Fragment is quite interesting, as is Sigilled Seaweed. Let's look at the unit shop then. We do have Multi-Strike. We can turn this down. Multi-Strike on this Legion of Wax is gonna be great. And now I'm really looking for Wickstone for the other one. We did not get the Wickstone, so we will just be content with plus 10 attack on this guy. Card removals. I guess that depends on what artifacts I'm gonna pick. I really want to maximize power with Cookie Cold for the coins. Yeah, almost first try. Multi-Strike on Legion is definitely a game changer. Spell weakness. When they enter the floor below the Pyroom, means our damage spells will be much more potent, so I kinda want that. And the Silence, just to get rid of these annoying 3/7s. We don't need it, we have Tethys. Let's reroll. Hammer, chestplate, not very helpful. Winged indulgence. Sure, it's pretty a lot of damage reduction against Seraph. Um, these tracks are actually not a big problem to play out, so I'm gonna focus on removing some of these frozen lances because they are still quite weak and they do consume our spell weakness. Okay, let's see if we can manage to beat the Seraph. Power Drain Emblem, yes, first spellcast gets consumed. We need to pay attention to that, but we still do have a bunch of spells. We don't really need to play more than once in a combat. Alright, these guys are now 210 because we're on Covenant 25. I think for the first turn I'm gonna choose not to play any spells, so they don't consume, and we don't really want Wax and Spike to hit Tethys anyways. And these guys not healing to full every time they ascend a floor makes things a bit easier. I think the spell I'm most comfortable with losing here is Drain. Because I do want to play a Molder this turn. I will Drain, in fact, this one. Then we will play the Molded, the one that costs energy, so we can freeze the 0 cost one for next turn. I'm gonna use the Frozen Lance to trigger the actually, we don't even have a floor where we can play Legion right now, so we don't really need to trigger the Seraph's ability now. I'll just kill off this Gilded Wing with this bomb and get rid of Draft on the top floor. Let's think about this. If we play Draft on the top floor, yeah, we're fine. We do have the multi-strike on this Legion. The multi-strike makes everything so much easier. We can discard the Vengeful Shard with the Offering Token. But we still don't really need to play spells this turn, and we do have enough mana anyways. Might as well get rid of that one. I do want to be able to deal some damage on this top floor next turn. Which is currently not possible. I thought I could be like, damn, my Legion of Wax is dying too fast. Yeah, that's not usually the problem you have. I think I will get rid of the Frozen Lands here, just to try and draw into something useful with the Offering Token. And we did draw into something not very useful. I will add some damage to this Gilded Wing this turn. The fact that it gets another 2 spell weakness next turn when it reaches the top floor might mean we can deal with it. Well, we do have Helical Crystallis almost guaranteed in the next hand, so yeah, that's fine. Let's see. This is not quite enough. No, we need the Helical on the top floor. Hi Elix! Welcome to our masochistic daily challenge on Cov25 stream. Thinking about which card to burn. Probably Frozen Lands, but it might be Whiplash instead. Yeah, I think we Whiplash here. Play Helical on the top floor. I would love to play Helical here if we found a way to deal with the top floor efficiently, and there might be a way, while still reforming Legion of Wax. Now, we currently don't have the damage to kill. Frozen Lands would put us close. And then Wax and Spike... just not quite enough. Let's Offering Token. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Now we can Helical top floor and then Helical the middle floor as well. Don't need to Wax and Spike, can freeze it. So we do have a Legion ready to reform. Sadly it's not the multi-strike one, that's the one that's here on the top. Self-mutilation. How to deal with Gilded Wing? That's almost enough. Let's start out with Whiplash. Adds another bunch of damage here. And if we play 2 spells, Molded. Follow that up with Molded. And finally play a Frozen Lands with the Forgotten Name trigger. We do have enough to kill the top floor. Beautiful. This Legion doesn't die this turn, which I guess that's ideal. Maybe if we can prevent some more damage to it, that would be even better. Just so the next wave can cleanly come in, kill them, and we benefit a lot from that. This floor is fine, they don't need to die anytime soon. I think I will Wax and Spike the top floor actually. So we had a little over damage anyway. We do have these annoying cards in here right now. We are lacking damage, we can't do much here, so we have to consume our first Helical. If we want to stay flawless, and we really want to stay flawless. And Drag... I guess Drag can go behind the Legion this time around. Final wave. Currently it looks like we don't have a very good setup, so we need to use Wax and Spike to improve our position. I am gonna Wax and Spike on the bottom floor. These are twins of Wax. Front one will die this turn, and then I use Offering Token to discard Self-Mutilation. Sadly we drew into a Vengeful Shard, so we will take a bit of additional damage. We do have the worst burnout timers on these guys. They are gonna die the first turn in combat with the Seraph. So... and we don't have any way to remove them or anything. So this will be a bit of a problem. Yeah, and these Moldeds aren't gonna cut it. I am almost certain we will have to retry this fight. We need to optimize the timer. I will count down the Seraph timer this time around, so we can optimize our burnout timers for when Seraph comes in. This is a pretty tough fight with this kind of build, because you have to keep the boss timer in mind. If you don't, then what you just saw is gonna happen. Yeah, this whole daily is really rough. That's absolutely true, Leary. I think here, the problem we had last time. Actually, I think the problem we had last time was that we played the large legion out of wax at all. We should actually not play it. We should never play it this combat. I am gonna play Drain on this guy. I will use Molder to reform the multi-strike Legion, put it on the top so it splits this turn, and we will have the chance to reform it next turn and put it on the middle floor. The other Legion of Wax just dies. Not just doesn't die quickly enough. I will also burn out the Molder, because last time we did have way too many of them. Damage is fine here, top floor is fine as well. These will be gone relatively soon anyways. I said I was gonna count down Seraph turns, huh? So let's see. We played first Legion of Wax on the bottom floor, the first turn. We played it on the top floor second turn, and third turn we played it on the middle floor. So this is the fourth turn of Seraph. He's gonna come down after 8 turns of light, then 9, 11, 12. Yeah, he stays in the air for 8 turns, I'm pretty sure that's correct. Explosive here is gonna clear out this guy. We can play a drag here, but I kinda want this whole floor to die faster. So instead I'm gonna play my drags on the top floor. Start at +10, he hits the floor at +3. Okay, I thought he started at 11. This is turn 5. Um, 7 round of flying, so on day 8 he comes down. Okay. So we're gonna keep this floor mostly empty until Seraph shows up. So we do have the space to use Legion of Wax on that floor. What you're saying is Fel. Fel has 7 rounds of flying, and on the 8th round she comes down. Seraph has 1 more turn of flying. I'm almost certain that's correct. We do have Molden in this hand, we do have another Molded in the deck. Definitely don't want to burn this one. Molded back the Multi-Striker. Now this might be a problem. I think we have to play it on the bottom floor and extend the burnout until we are ready to face Seraph. Because if we play it on the top, it won't die in time. I'm also gonna look for the Whiplash with these offering tokens. Just to make sure we do have enough burnout time on the bottom floor Legion of Wax. We also can't have it die to damage too early. Actually, dying here, having it die here would be fine. Thinking about whether or not we need to kill this Gilded Wing in some way. I probably was a bit too hasty in playing this one down on the bottom floor. I would have time to have it on the top floor and have let it die another turn, I think. This one will die to Acid Rain, that's okay. This hand is pretty garbage, but our next hand is also gonna be garbage. I'm not happy about it, but I think I have to do it. And I will keep the molder for next turn. And here's the final wave. We did hit it a little better this time. Not perfectly, of course, but at least better than last time. We will have to let this Gilded Wing go through at 92 health, so we will take... oh god, that's a lot of damage. I'm not happy seeing that. But we will survive it. It will be 27 damage. And this is the turn to bring the Legion of Wax back to our hand and freeze it there, so we can play it on the middle floor next turn. Where it should, in theory, win us the game. We're not quite there yet. But we do have some more damage increases for it. Losing might net you more points than winning would. Yeah, that might be, but I don't really care. I want to win this combat. It's not just about the points. It's also about the victory. And victory is what we get here. Damage dealt to the boss increases your points. So if you take a lot of damage in a combat, you might be better off losing but damaging the boss down to a low HP total. Ugh, that was a really tough daily challenge. Holy. Yeah, it's weird. It seems like we haven't tested the new scoring system with respect to losing to Seraph. Well, that's not a great score, but as I said, 30,000 we would beat, and we did beat it indeed. If you tank damage, it's better to lose than to win. If you don't take damage and win, that's much better. If you take a lot of damage, then you then it's better to lose for score. Let's take a look where this places us. We're at 4th.